What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Dontavius, aka DT, and today I'll be telling y'all how to get recruited by college coaches coming out of high school. Specifically, what you need to do and how to actually reach out to these coaches. I know a lot of youth athletes who consistently ask, they say, I don't know what to say, or how do I reach out, or how do I do this? Because it may seem awkward or weird, or you may not know what to do or what to say, or you feel like you may come off unprofessionally. I'm here to help with that. My name is Dontavius Hill. I'm a professional high jumper. I did 5 years of collegiate athletics at Auburn University in the high jump. I've also represented Team USA on 3 occasions, competing in Costa Rica, Chile, and the Bahamas. Competed in all 3 of those countries, had a great time, and now I'm still pursuing my professional track and field dreams, and also trying to help the youth grow in different ways, whether it's helping them with track and field, recruitment, mental health tips, and just anything in life that I can help with. So let's get straight into it. So reaching out to coaches, my number one way to reach out to coaches is definitely by email. All these different coaches that you can find in different universities, all of their information is online most places. If you just type in whatever school's website, let's just do any school. Like if you said blank state university, then their website will have a roster, blank state university track and field. You can find that roster. You can find all the different coaches' name for your specific event. You can find your event coach, all of that. And you can literally go in and click on their email and you should be able to contact that coach. So when it comes to emailing a coach and what should be in that actual email, since you are contacting a collegiate coach, they're definitely going to want to know what your personal bests are, your marks, your times, etc. You got to make sure you put your personal best in there. Put your marks and your times, and even if you're feeling it, you should even attach a video of your personal record jump or your personal best time or your personal best race, whatever it is, just so the coaches can get an opportunity to see the athlete that they're going to be potentially investing in, seeing the athlete that's actually reaching out to them, so they can see your technique, so they can see how well you compete, so they can see just something about you and say, oh, I like that, or say, oh, this kid might be somebody who I'm actually interested in picking up. So most importantly, putting your personal best, putting your mark down, putting your time, your height, your distance, whatever you want to say, and also potentially attaching a video of that date, of that mark, if you have one. You should be putting your graduation date so they'll know when you'll be graduating. You should be putting academic information, basically your GPA and your test scores, like your SAT or your ACT scores, just so they'll know. So that's your graduation date, your academic information, and optional is your body composition if you did want to mention your height and weight, and also your age as well. You should definitely probably mention your age, but the other 2 are optional because I know some people may not feel comfortable putting down their weight or even sometimes their height. And those are just the key things that I would say that you definitely should probably have somewhere, probably bullet points out at the end or of that, or even at the beginning. It all depends on how you want to format it. Nowadays, you got AI that can help you with all of this. So I'm just trying to tell y'all the basis of what I would do, because this is something I didn't do when I was being recruited out of high school. I did not reach out to any coaches at all. But it is something that I learned from, and I'm reaching back to help back. So next thing, you really want to be sure to explain your interest in the program. You don't just want to say, hey, this is me, I want to go to your school. No, you want to literally explain why you're interested in the program, why you're interested in the university, whether it's the area that the school's in, whether it's the culture of the school, whether it's the history of the program, whether it's some of the athletes that you've seen on the team, their performances, the coaches. You want to be able to say something that's going to stand out, and just something that is true of heart, that somebody can say, okay, this person seems like a quality individual who actually has done some research, or they're actually interested in the program and don't just want some money. You know what I'm saying? You want to actually stand out in a way. Also, when it comes to contacting these coaches, I definitely recommend casting a wide net. And I'm not exaggerating here. I'm talking, if it was me, I would be emailing probably like 100 coaches. I'm just being honest, because from what I've learned about the collegiate system and just the different levels, you got D1, D2, D3, NAIA, JUCO, and even more. It's like even more conferences too. Not conferences, but levels of collegiate sports, just understanding and knowing the different amount of levels, you should want to cast as wide of a net as possible. I'm talking, if it was me back in high school, I would DM probably or email over 100 coaches at 100 different schools, because it's just too much opportunity. And sometimes a coach will never know that you were even on the board if you never contacted them. Because the fact of the matter is, coaches can't see everybody. They can't. And on top of that, coaches aren't looking for everybody. Sometimes coaches are looking just for this kind of athlete or this event, this sprinter, this jumper. But you never know. You could be on their radar if they knew who you were. You know what I'm saying? So definitely cast the biggest net as you possibly can. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm talking, because just think about it. If you DM or email 25 Division I schools, 25 Division II schools, 25 Division III schools, and 25 JUCO schools, right? And let's say out of that, you got 20% of your responses back. Like, that's 20 different coaches or at 20 different programs that would be interested in you out of those 100 that you contacted, versus not reaching out to anybody and just waiting on somebody to contact you and you only have one opportunity or two opportunities. It's all like, that's what I had. And I was number 1 in the state of Alabama, and I was number 8 in the country, and I had no opportunities, but because I didn't know how to market myself. So definitely cast the biggest net possible. I'm telling y'all, you won't regret it, because you're going to get so much more feedback than you know. And just like how I mentioned all these different levels, do not be bougie or stingy and thinking, oh, I know I want to go D1, so I'm just going to contact D1 schools. That's not a good mindset to have. That's the mindset I had. You know, even though I had one of the top marks in the country, that's not a good mindset to have, because there are so many good coaches on the D2 level, the D3 level, and the JUCO level. And sometimes the Division I schools don't have the same amount of funds and money to give you as an athlete if you're not number 1 in the country almost, or top 10 in the country. And everybody can't be top 10 in the country. So it's great to try to look at some of these other options on the other levels of collegiate track and field. And some of the greatest coaches are in these conferences. Some of the greatest athletes in track and field did not come from Division I. Or some of the ones that you see their name listed as one of those D1 athletes, they started in JUCO, they started in D3, they started here, and then they went there and they got better. So just letting you know, all talent does not come from Division I. You know, out of all those athletes who are going to be on the collegiate spectrum in college, only 1% of them are going to go pro, maybe less than 1%, because there's a certain standard of being a professional. Because it's not just about just being out there. If you can't perform or be one of the top people, it's almost like you shouldn't even be doing it, almost, because there's no return. There's no return on investment when it comes to money if you're not one of the top people. So it can be really draining, and if you don't have that income source from being one of the top people or another type of way, then you have to work at the same time. You have to do this. It's just a big trade-off through professional track and field. So don't think the only route there is Division I. All right, guys, just to recap what I just talked about, reaching out to coaches, just giving yourself the best opportunity to be recruited in track and field. We discussed emailing coaches, the different things that should be present in your email, from showing your interest in the actual program and the university, and also listing those different things, whether it's academic based with the GPA, the SAT and ACT's test scores, as well as, you know, the miscellaneous things like your age and optional height and weight, if you wish to do so. Also, the amount of coaches that you're reaching out to, which is probably the most important part, you know, besides the actual reaching out, is the amount of volume that you have with these emails that you're pushing out. Like I said, you want to cast as wide as net as possible, because having an option to go to 20 more schools because you reached out to 100 versus only having the option to go to 2, 3, or 5 is a big difference. It's a big difference when it comes to trying to pick a university, trying to pick a school, and having different opportunities on the table. You know, whether that's the different types of scholarships that coaches are throwing out at you and whatever else. It's just so much bigger of an opportunity. If I could go back, which I can't, and I don't have any regrets because my life is the way it is for a reason, I would definitely take the advice of casting that wide net. I would definitely reach out and email as many coaches as possible. Like I said, you can find these coaches' information on their websites. But yeah, guys, just want to thank y'all for tuning in. Just want to talk a little bit about recruitment. Just trying to provide my value as somebody who's been through the collegiate system, who's been through recruiting out of high school, and who's now a professional athlete, just to show you guys how to get here or just to help you on your journey. But thank y'all for tuning in. My name is Dontavius Hill. I'm a professional athlete, and I do high jump full time, and I create content just to help the youth and anybody else who's trying to better themselves or just move forward in life. You know, it's not all just about track and field. It's just sometimes it's just about life. So thank y'all for watching. We out of there.